Hi Pooja, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. So today, you are speaking.
Yeah, I'm giving a speech.
Awesome. So you said like you are or like you have been a part of a club before. Is it or you are still part of like multiple clubs?
Actually, I have joined one more club that is Santa Clara Toastmasters. So I'm
Okay,
a part of that club too. So I have already given two speeches there, and this is my third speech today, which I'm going to give in this club.
awesome, awesome. And what's your background? Like, are you working or studying?
I'm studying actually. I'm pursuing my master's in IT, and
Oh,
I'm
awesome.
currently in second semester right now.
Great. Where are you studying?
Michigan. I'm in Michigan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. What do you do?
I work at PayPal.
Paper. Oh, that's nice.
Great. Looking forward to your speech today. Um, Hi, Jim. Hi, Aishwarya.
Hi.
Hi,
Hi,
Kosh-
everyone.
Koshi. Is that you? Okay. Yeah. Hi.
Jim, are you there?
Yeah, looks like Jim has is there, and his mic is also unmuted. Can't
Yeah.
hear it.
There we go.
Okay.
I think I have my audio issues resolved.
Jim, can I make a request if you don't mind? Can I have my AI news flash done at last? Uh,
At the end of the meeting?
Towards the end, let's say just before Quizmaster.
Yep. Actually, if there's an agenda, if you wouldn't mind
Sure, sure. I'm
just
gonna
throwing
post
a
it.
link in the chat and I'll follow that. And if you want me to move the news flash to what, just following the speeches?
Yeah, yeah, that is also fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Yeah. Following the speech is fine. Great. That's good. Yeah, thank you. Just need to prepare.
I just have a quick question. So when does the general evaluation is like called upon? Since I am playing the general evaluator role today, so when exactly I should pitch in?
Uh,
Is it all the way towards after your AI news, or is it before that, Koshi?
It'll be after the speakers, AI news flash, table topics, and then usually that's when the evaluation section starts.
Sounds good, Sean.
I'll probably call you up to just give a quick overview of evaluation before the speeches too. We often do that just to let people explain their roles. But the real meat of that comes in, yeah, after table topics.
Okay. So during that segment, like I don't have to share any evaluation, right? So I'll be like inviting people to share their evaluation. Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Right. Usually what people do once the agenda comes or gets sent around, that'll help explain a lot. But a lot of the usually there are evaluators for each prepared speech. They'll each get their time to give their evaluation. We'll bring up the timer, the eye counter, the grammarian, and then usually that's a good time for the general evaluator to give whatever comments they have, and then you can invite other people to give comments too. Like I see we have a guest, so Let's especially make sure we get a chance to hear from our guest what they think. Hi, Elaine.
For sure.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Hey, Jay.
Hey, Jim. Hey, Alan. Good to have you here. Yeah, I'm glad you're able to get in.
Yes, hi everyone, thank you.
Hello, Pooja. Aishwarya.
Hi, Jay.
Thanks, Pooja. Do we have an agenda someplace to run from, or are we? Let me see if there's one in the. We haven't. Okay, I don't have the actual document, but I have the agenda from the meetup. Do you want me to just run with that?
Yeah, that might be good. Anyway, I'm just going to post the agenda. Give me a minute.
Oh, perfect.
Uh,
And then I guess I guess we have to decide whether we're ready to go or waiting for anybody else.
yeah, the only person is missing is Vamsi.
No,
who is-
he's
So
here.
Hi, joined.
Vamsi is here.
Sorry for the late. I joined. I didn't notice what time.
Okay, so I have posted the agenda here. Okay, thank you. Yeah, we're all set. Thank you.
All right. I think we have a meeting. Should we get started?
Yes, let's get started.
Okay. Welcome to San Jose AI Simplifiers. This is not March 26th, it's April 9th of 25. And a warm welcome to our members and guests. The theme for this evening is AI agents, and do we have one speech or two lined up? I see two on the tentative agenda, but only one on the document. I've got Vamsi and Pooja. I know Pooja's speaking because she sent an eval form. So we have two speakers tonight. And so it will be a fun meeting with two speeches about AI agents. One of these will be especially agentic here for those of us in the Toastmasters context. We've got our slate of speakers, our usual run of table topics, and an AI news flash. And we also have a bunch of feedback that comes with every Toastmasters meeting. So our general evaluator tonight to tell us a little bit about how feedback will work is Aishwarya. Let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you. So I will be like giving the general evaluation speech at the beginning of the Toastmaster meeting. So where I would be like calling upon the different functionaries, where like timer, counter, grammarian, and the quiz master to explain their roles. So right now, I would like to call upon my timer for today to explain her role, his or her role.
Well, I don't see a timer role is
Yeah.
assigned, so I can take that role. And to give a brief on what the timer role is, finishing speeches within time is really important. For today's prepared speeches, the prescribed timing for speech number 1 is 10 to 15 minutes. It's a long format speech. So usually we start showing the signals, colored background or light signals 3 minutes prior to finish. So it says 10 to 15 minutes. So in this case, I'll start flashing 13 green light at 13, at 14 yellow, and 15 will be red. For the second speech, the timing is 5 to 7, green at 5, yellow at 6, red at 7. Both the speeches will have 30 seconds grace time. For the table topics, the time is 1 to 2 minutes. For evaluations, the time is 2 to 3 minutes. Back to you, General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, Nitish. So I would like to call upon the accounter and grammarian to explain their role.
Yeah, so we can come back to Manini. Manini just joined. So she is the accounter and grammarian of the day.
Okay, great. Hi, Manini. Welcome to the club once again.
Hi, Shreya. Hi, everyone. I might take a few more minutes. Yeah, I just to continue. Yeah.
Sounds good. Perfectly fine. So in the meantime, I would like to call upon the Quizmaster to read their role. So I think the Quizmaster for the day is, I don't
No.
find name for now.
Yeah, it's not assigned yet.
Would
Push.
someone like to pick up that role?
Koshi.
Koshi.
Yeah, I can do this. Okay.
Thank you, Koshi. Would you be able to walk us through your role?
Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry. When called upon, I would ask questions to the audience pertaining to the speech that was going on, speeches on the AI news flash, and anything spoken during the meeting, and the audience has to answer. So it's a tab on how well you are listening to the proceedings of the meeting. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Koshi. So as a part of next segment would be table topics, and I see Nitish would be handling that segment. Would you please able to give us some narration about it?
Yeah, I'll talk more about this when the segment comes, but it's an impromptu speaking session, and the speaker gets 1 to 2 minutes. Yeah, we'll explain the format again.
Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
that's it for now. Thank you.
Thank you. Are you ready now, Manini, to give us some information about your task for today? The timer and the R counter and the grammarian role?
Sure, Shreya. I'm having some issues with my video. I'll start it in a bit. But for my role as the R counter, I would be looking for any filler words that the speakers use today that are like, or any repeats like and is my favorite repeated word. I would be taking a note of that. And as the grammarian, I'd be looking for any improper usage of language and also be noting down any good usage of language. And I'll be giving my report when called upon by the general evaluator.
Thank you so much for the detailed information. I would like to give it to Toastmaster of the Day. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Are we waiting, or are we ready to proceed from here?
We are ready to proceed from here.
Okay. Sorry for the little delay. We'll get into our prepared speeches tonight. We have 2 of them lined up. And we have evaluators lined up for both as well, or do we? Do we have evaluators for each? The agenda has blanks, so.
I think I was given as evaluator, probably for one of them, I think. I do not know. Anything is fine with me.
So we would like to have one evaluator for Vamsi's speech and one for Pooja's speech. Is there any volunteers for the day?
Yeah, I think the results form has that. I need to double check, but. Oh, sorry.
Jim, are you volunteering as a
Yep,
evaluator?
I am sorry. I had a question come in on my earpiece, but do we have a second evaluator? I got Jay for the first one.
Yeah,
Do
you
we
are
need
the
a s-
second evaluator, Jim.
I am. Okay. I missed that assignment. So, okay. That gives us, I think, what we need to proceed with the prepared speeches. So first up tonight is one of our regulars, Vamsi Alla. He's got a 10 to 15 minute speech. It's the Visionary Communication Level 1 Evaluation and Feedback speech. I assume this is the before feedback because this looks like a new topic to me. It's Tavuus AI, the future of human-like conversations. Let's welcome Vamsi Alla.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jim. Imagine this. You are in a video call with a customer support. The person on the other side looks at you, smiles, nods at the right moments, and responds to your emotions, and even adjusts their tone if you are frustrated. You are relieved. Finally, a human who understands. But then you realize this is not a human, it's AI. Yes, what if artificial intelligence could see, listen, and understand and respond like us with empathy, emotion, and natural flow? Today, I'm going to introduce you to a revolutionary AI that's rendering human like conversations like Tavuus AI. Before going to that, I would like to ask you one question. Anyone to respond to this question? What are the applications you know when you ask something to like any applications you tried so far? If you ask something, it's giving response with the emotions or like human like conversations. I would like to hear from anyone of you.
Siri?
Okay. Yeah, thanks, Jay. Anyone?
I will go with Alexa.
Okay. Yeah, thanks, Aishwarya. Anyone? Okay, thanks. Like whatever you mentioned, Alexa and Siri, those are like voice based. And like what I'm discussing about this, if you ask something, it will respond quickly and with audio and video response. Definitely. Let me share my screen quickly. Can you please enable the screen share?
Can you request?
I request now.
I don't see a pop-up. Can you do it again?
Okay, I did that just now. Did you receive?
For some reason, I don't see that. Okay, anyways, can
Okay,
you?
now I got it. Okay. Let me answer. Are you able to see my screen? I think, right? Let me make sense. What is Tavuus AI? Tavuus AI is the emotional intelligence platform, a platform. It will creates the realistic and interactive AI personas, and it will understand your emotions and it will respond like with the audio and video responses. And if you feel once it will respond, you will feel like human-like conversations. why Tavuus AI is like, what is the specialty when compared to other applications? The first one is it will like real human like AI. There is today's AI tools, number of AI tools are there, applications are there, number of applications, but those applications are even robotics and chatbots. It will understand, but it will give that response in the content based. But whereas Tavuus is completely different from the other applications like human-like conversation. That is the main aspect of this Tavuus AI. It will most in industries like customer service management and healthcare education. There are many applications, many sectors they are using this Tavuus AI. What are the key features? In the right hand side, even I had a couple of conversations with Tavuus AI. Just I captured screenshot in the right hand side, and the key features and just added in the left hand side. Just I will give this. I will explain you in like when started conversations with Tavuus AI, when I started conversation. It will understand once start the conversations. It will understand emotions and body language. And second key feature is it will like smooth like human-like conversations. Once you start the conversation, you will feel like human-like conversation. Third is it's real-time video and audio responses. And fourth is adaptive AI. It is adapting for the different AI industries in different industries. Coming to the architecture flow, this is a simple architecture flow. First, coming to the first component is input layer, where once you start conversation, you speak something like how we are interacting with like humans. In the same way, once you start conversations, it will understand the context, what exactly you are asking. That is where input layer, it will take it. Along with that, visuals. Second is perception analysis. It will, and once you start the conversation, once you start speaking something, it will understand context and it will understand emotion and body language from you. That is nothing but perception and analysis. Third is conversation management. Once it understands context, dialogue flow, that is where conversation management is coming to picture. Fourth is rendering layer. Once understanding context, it will give the response back to us in the form of video and audio output. The fifth one is that externally, if you want to integrate your applications with this Tavuus AI APIs, which is given by the Tavuus AI, that's where integration layer is coming to picture. These are some simple components for in the architecture flow. Coming to the comparison, Tavuus AI versus traditional tools. Some of the features are included in the left-hand side, and whereas in right-hand side, just I added traditional tools and Tavuus AI. First feature is emotional understanding. Tavuus AI is emotional understanding quickly, but whereas traditional tools, that is where lagging. The next one is like video and audio. In Tavuus AI, it is supporting that feature, but whereas in traditional tools, only the contents are text-based tools. Even like Jay and Aishwarya mentioned that Alexa and Siri, right? Those are all voice-based. If you're going, if you are using ChatGPT or any other, those are content-based tools. But whereas Tavuus AI, it both supporting and responding as video and audio. The third is real-time interaction. Once you start conversation, it will understand and you feel like real-time interaction with the human, like conversation. But whereas in traditional tools, that is limited. The fifth feature is, the fourth is detects body language mode. It will understand body language and respond like how you are reacting. But in traditional tool, that is not supporting. Coming to the smooth like human conversations, start the conversations like you will feel like smooth and human-like conversations, but in traditional tools, that is not there. Coming to the Tavuus AI tools, every tool is having particularly models are there, but whereas in Tavuus AWS models also build up in the three main models. One is Phoenix 3. Once you start conversation, it will see that your like visuals and emotions. That is where Phoenix 3 is supporting that feature. And coming to Ravenvo, just I mentioned that in the architecture flow, perception layer. That is where it is supporting Ravenvo model. It understands the emotions and visuals. That is where Ravenvo is the perception model. Coming to the Sparrow O model, is understand the natural language, how you are asking what exactly you are asking, the context, and it will give the response. That's where Sparrow model is supporting from there. These are the main 3 pillars models to supporting from end-to-end flow. Once you start conversations, you are speaking something, it will understand, it will reacting like video, giving video and audio responses. There's how Tavuus AI works in three simple steps. First step is listen and detect, and it means speech to text and emotional clues and body language. The second step is think and reply. How we are interacting in the same way. It will, once you ask something, it will think for some time, it will respond and think and reply. And third step is respond realistically. It will deliver the response like video and audio. There are few subscription models they introduced in the free version that is limited. I mean, the conversation time limit is 2 minutes, but where you going for basic or like subsequent models, you will get some benefit out of it. But just I captured few things, few subscription models, but yeah, I will show you where exactly we need to see that in the dashboard. Let me share my screen quickly for a demo. I think everyone see my screen, right? Are able to see, right, everyone? Or
Yes.
okay, thanks. Once you log into this in Gmail, this is where dashboard you will see it. Home and the left hand side, you will see mainly 3 major sections. One is video, replica, and conversations and API keys. Like coming to the video generation, if you're giving prompt directly like this, if you just before going to that, if you go into this upgrade plan, if you click on that, it will show you the plan or what are the plans are available plans here. If you see here, all plans is free version or starter or growth or enterprise. These are the multiple subscription models. That's where we will see it in under billing. Once you go into this, click on the upgrade plan, you will see all the options. Next, coming to the video generation, as you see here, when you clicking on the video generation in the left hand side, that's where just be giving the prompt. In the script to video, there are 2 options, mainly script to video and audio to video. Just I placed only script to video as of now. That's where prompt, if you are giving something, it will generate the video when clicking on generate. Before that, replica. There are multiple replicas are available in the marketplace, where you see here, there are multiple replicas are there here. But for each replica is having particular purpose. Here in the home office, it is supporting home home office. Like these are some of the personas they are giving replicas. But the default, I didn't change anything. These are multiple replicas are available in the marketplace. If you want to create new replica, just create a replica. That is where here. The all replicas, just I selected in the main major sections, all replicas, personal and stock. In personal, whatever you created, it will place it under this personal section. If you go into the stock, these are the predefined replicas are available. Pro is the just if you purchase something, then you will get that persona replica. But if there is no pro is there, then that is it is eligible to use it for our interactions. Here, just once you click on create, once giving prompt and selecting replica, it will take time to generate the video. But I generated already. Let me play it one, and you will see how it is doing.
Hi. Imagine an AI assistant that not only schedules your meetings, but also anticipates your needs before you ask. In this video, I'll show how our AI adapts to your daily routines using predictive learning. Watch closely to see how it makes real-time decisions that improve your productivity. Welcome to the future of personalized AI.
Just I give the prompt 2 to 3 sentences. Just it's generated it took time and it generated the video. That's where this is one of the feature it is supporting. And coming to the other one is like replica is just creating replica. Just now I showed in the marketplace where you click on the replica, it will go there directly. And going to the conversations here, that's where here just I will start one conversations. I will show you how exactly it's responding quickly. Once clicking on the create conversations, will show up the pop-up window. When click on join conversations, it will start the conversations with us. We need to allow camera and microphone. Just I click on the microphone and video. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. I want to know the.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks. I want to know the AI future in after 5 years.
In 5 years, AI is likely to be even more integrated into our daily lives, with advancements in areas like natural language processing, computer vision, and machine learning.
Okay. What is the like architecture? How you built it, your architecture? What is your architecture? How it is built it?
My architecture is based on a deep learning model, specifically a neural network designed to process and generate human-like text. It was built using a large data set of text and a framework that allows for continuous learning and improvement.
What are the emerging technologies in future after 2 years? What are the major emerging technologies to use it? People
In 2
widely.
years.
Go ahead. Yeah.
That's a bit of. I'm a computer program designed to have conversations and answer questions to the best of my knowledge.
What are the emerging technologies to use it in future? I mean, widely people.
Some emerging
Go ahead. Yeah.
You seem satisfied with what I said. Is there anything else you'd like to know or discuss?
No, I'm good. Thank you. Like when you start conversations, like it will start the conversations. If you ask anything, it will understand the context. It will give the response back to us. Let me stop it and going to the presentation. I think. In conclusion, this is the Tavuus is the bridge gap between the AI and the human intelligence interactions, and it will using widely, transforming the customer engagement and customer services and healthcare. It is helping to the doctors and education sections. If you ask anything, just for learning platforms, to using widely this platform and future ready AI that just understands and will respond like cases like human. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Great. Thank you, Vamsi. Human-like AI conversations, indeed. So Vamsi will have a formal Toastmasters evaluation a little bit later in the meeting, but if you've got any comments for him, feel free to set up a private message in the chat and send them his way. Next up, we'll get our second speaker going. And again, we have an evaluator set up for her again. This is one of our new regulars, Pooja Borade. She'll be giving the level 1 presentation mastery speech, introduction to vocal variety and body language. And her speech is definitely about an AI agent that maybe becomes one of us. If AI joined Toastmasters, let's bring up Pooja.
Good evening, Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear guest. Imagine this. It is a typical Toastmasters meeting. The Toastmaster of the day takes the stage and announces, our next speaker is ChatGPT. The audience claps politely. It says, the laptop rolls over its lectern, clears its virtual throat, then says, greetings, humans. It comes with the perfect piece and perfect grammar. Today, we are diving into a fun hypothetical situation. What if artificial intelligence joined Toastmasters? It sounds a little strange, right? An AI, it sounds a little strange, right? AI doesn't have vocal cords, pulse, or fear of public speaking. AI doesn't suffer from sweaty palms or stage fright or to the urge to forget something before coming on the stage, which they have reversed earlier. But today, let's explore this idea. First, imagine AI delivering prepared speeches. It has access to the entire internet. It could generate a 5-minute speech easily. For example, what do you do for the morning routine? How shall we wake up early in the morning? Easy. A talk on how to focus on studies while working. No problem. For an AI, it is very easy to do it. But if we do it in real life, it is very difficult. But let me ask you, is that really what Toastmasters is all about? The beauty of the Toastmasters is not about delivering the flawless speeches. It is about the human's journey of overcoming fears, connecting with each other, discovering one's voice, and getting to know each other through our stories. Now imagine AI participating in table topics. That spontaneous brain freezing moment when you are asked to speak about any topic. For example, why cats should rule the world, or the importance of socks. Sounds easy, right? For an AI, it is. It can generate a 5-minute response thoroughly in milliseconds, citing the historical importance of socks, the feline conspiracies of theories alike. Still, do we think we are missing something? Yes, we are. The thrill, the awkwardness, the nervousness of watching someone think on their feet, fumble, recover, and then win the crowd over sincerity with the wit. Now, let's take on the evaluator topic. Could AI be an evaluator? Absolutely possible. It could technically give you a precise feedback. Your vocal variety was 72.4% optimal effectiveness. Your eye contact ratio was 8.9 glances per minute. Sounds useful? Maybe. Encouraging? Not much. In fact, I think AI could learn from Toastmasters, from us, humans. AI will need more than just the processing power. It will need empathy, vulnerability, humor, and more passion like humans. These are what makes a speaker more memorable. Not the ums and ahs in the speech, but the real presence of the heart. In fact, an AI could learn from Toastmasters in a way where the AI could connect, observe how people talk to each other, how they connect with each other. Maybe I think the human spirit could teach machines something algorithm could never could. Who knows? One day you might walk into a meeting and see an AI nervously adjusting the volume settings. This is my icebreaker speech. I was born in a data center. I have always dreamed of being someone more than just few lines of code. To conclude, while AI might technically master the mechanics of public speaking very easily, Toastmasters is more than a machine could fully grasp. It is the celebration of shared stories, the courage to grow, and wonderful journey of being more better communicators. So if ever AI joined Toastmasters, I hope it brings more than just the intelligence. I hope it brings curiosity, humility, maybe laughs, and just a little spark of soul. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Pooja. Again, Pooja will get a formal Toastmasters evaluation a little later in the meeting. If you've got comments for her, feel free to send those to Pooja in a private message here in the chat. And I think this is the spot we were talking about moving the AI news flash to. Would you like to go now, Koshi, or would you like to do table topics first?
Can I have the AI news flash delivered last? I'm still preparing, I would say.
Okay, at the very end of the meeting?
Just before the quiz master, I can provide both the AI news flash and the quiz at the same time.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
Well, the AI news flash is being updated for some new news. We'll hear what that is later in the meeting, and we'll keep working our way down the agenda in the meantime. Next up is table topics. And our table topics master this evening is Nitish. Welcome to the stage.
Thank you, Jim. It's time for the impromptu speeches. For the benefit of guests, I'm going to reiterate what Toastmaster table topics are. So in table topics, you'll be presented with an impromptu topic, and you need to speak for at least 1 minute, max of 2 minutes and 30 seconds. You will see the red light at 2, but you get 30 seconds grace period to finish your speech. Now, today I'm going back to one of the previous sessions where we had a Jeopardy style table topics. I'm going to share my screen and you're going to, can you see my screen? Perfect. So today we have a bunch of categories and you need to pick a category and a number. You will be presented with a question. The numbers may pertain to the difficulty level of the question. So you can choose the question as per your comfort level. So who wants to go first? If no one volunteers, I'm gonna pick and volatile. Let's start with Aishwarya.
Okay. I will choose 200 AI
And for,
basics.
all right. So question for you is, all right. So we saw some interesting uses of AI today. So if you could create a simple AI program, what task would you want it to perform and why?
Okay, if I could ask the AI to create a simple program, I would choose it to help me. How do I procrastinate? How do I unprocrastinate from my task? So basically, I would ask it to give me break down my task, give me like tasks, subtasks, super tasks, super simple tasks. So basically, I would look up to it to give me a more simplified version of my task so that I go over it without skipping each and everything, get my tasks done at the end of my day. So that would be one of the simple tasks which I would look up from a AI program. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Great. You still had 5 seconds left, but then great. Thank you for using AI to schedule things for you, prioritize things for you, and in short, make it maybe a manager. So great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's go with the second volunteer. Anyone wants to volunteer? Okay, Vamsi, what's your pick?
400 in AI applications.
Wow, that's be brave. Let's see. Okay, if you had to explain machine learning to a child, how would you do it?
Thanks for giving opportunity, Nitish. If I I had to explain machine learning to a child, first I will teach the basics and what are the things are required to going for machine learning. First to going for the language, programming language to teach, and then going to the basics of the statistics, and again to going for the mathematics, a few of the concepts to make it understand to complete understanding for machine learning. Before that, to mathematics, to few of the concepts to I will teach to child. Once they are more comfortable with this basics, programming language basics, and mathematics and statistics, then I will teach the machine learning different algorithms, regression and supervised and supervised and clustering algorithms to teach to how the data set is giving and how it is predicting, and I will teach in step-by-step process to slow process to make it understand to develop their applications. And in that way they will understand and they will develop easily to machine learning algorithms, customized algorithms, and even data sets to explore more on this, experimenting with the data sets with the to get more insights about it. Yeah. Thank you. That's it. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Great. Thank you for breaking it down and making it more methodical to learn machine learning. Let's go with the third volunteer. Elaine, would you like to go for the next one?
Of course.
Yeah.
What about, okay, I'll try AI applications 400.
400?
Yes, let's see what happens.
All right. So if you could experience any historical event through the lens of an AI-powered virtual reality, which event would you choose and why?
Oh, such an interesting question. So the first thing that comes to my mind, and I will relate it to what Vamsi was sharing earlier. What if there was a model that could have captured the face of the people who has participated in wars historically? And then what if we have that data and then we will have that processed by these models? What could these models tell us about what the people who were participating there? What will it tells us about them? What were they experiencing at the time? What is it that we can learn from this data? How is it that we can actually use this data to try to prevent this tragedies that wars tend to bring us? So it will be really amazing to use the power of AI, especially when it comes to identifying human behavior, that we know that right now it's possible, like emotions throughout gestures. So it will be amazing seeing this kind of useful scenarios and using it for something positive instead of using it for purposes that we all know that could be also used by people who can be perhaps dangerous for humanity.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for your perspective on how we can use AI to learn more from history. And I really liked your example of going back in the wartime and understanding how people felt, what is their thought process. So great. Let's move on to the next one. And this would be the final one, given the interest of time. Who wants to go next? Okay. I don't see anyone raising their hands, and also we are at 6:46. So I'll conclude now, given we have to do news flash, also the evaluations, and we'll continue next time. Thank you, everyone.
Great. Thanks for a nice, short and sweet round of table topics. Some good questions, some really good answers, and that then brings us to the evaluation section of the meeting. And leading that section of the meeting tonight is our general evaluator, Aishwarya.
Thank you, Jim. So I would like the evaluators to take a few minutes for 1 minute to evaluate Vamsi's speech. So Vamsi's speech will be evaluated by Jay.
Yeah, the evaluation is actually 2 to 3 minutes, right?
Sorry, yeah.
Okay.
that's-
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Vamsi, are you a Tavuus AI promoter? Great job in introducing us to Tavuus AI. I liked your speech in multiple ways. First, the content. I like the subject. I was totally wowed by Tavuus AI, and you did a great job in introducing the subject well. You asked us about our exposure to audio AI, and then you started introducing the Tavuus step by step, unraveling it. Great job in that. It kept me engaged. I could see the difference in the technology between the Siri and Tavuus, the vast gap in that. Thank you. Then you went over the features, the architecture, the components like replicas, all those in details. And it was all very well presented so that I could comprehend. And from the presentation perspective, your slides were very well made, very clear and engaging. Then you did something that has been advised not to do. Can you guess what that is? That is you did live demo. That shows how confident you are about Tavuus. But in general, actually, they say not to do live demos. But you did a great job with that. Hats off to you on all of these things. There are a couple of things I would suggest for you to improve. First one is a simple thing. You are comparing Tavuus AI with traditional AI. Actually, you have to look it up. Actually, traditional AI is very different. It has a special meaning. Yeah, I believe you alluded it to be like Alexa or Siri, but actually it's not. It's traditional AI is more about predictive AI. That's what it's a reserved term. So you may want to use a different term for that. It's not traditional AI. The second thing is, I felt that the entire presentation was a little bit rushed. I know you had too many things to pack, and at the same time, you are time bound. For such an important speech, I would ask you either you condense the content or you you ask for more time. But you are very rushed, and it showed even with the replica that you were talking, even that got confused because you were rushed. Those are the only things I have. Great job again, Vamsi. I'm back to you, General Evaluator Aishwarya.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay, for the detailed, very narrative evaluation. So I would like to call upon Jim for evaluating Pooja's speech.
All right. Well, thank you for the wonderful speech, and what a fun premise. If AI came here and joined Toastmasters. Had a few comments. I was going to basically group them into a few areas. One, stage and delivery. Another, I think, the structure of your speech. And I guess a few comments on maybe that AI versus human distinction that you picked up on. Thinking about the stage and delivery, I noticed right away that you stood up and you stood back, and we could that let us see quite a bit of what you were doing. We could see your gestures. We could still see you. Maybe you were maybe half a step too far back. If you could have been just a hair more forward, we would have seen your face a little bit more clearly. But you were not in a bad spot. You've got a little bit of interesting lighting in your room. I think off to your right, you've got a bright light, and it's a little dimmer on the left. The effect on the background isn't too bad, but it also does shade the side of your face a little bit too. So maybe some different lighting would just allow one side of your face not to be as dark as the other side. But again, wasn't bad. It's not like you were impossible to see or anything like that. You had a really nice, good, steady pace and tone to your speech. It kind of reminded me of, I don't know if you remember the children's show, Mr. Rogers. That was about the pace you had, and it's a nice, calming pace that lets people process what you're saying. So it's actually a very good delivery technique. There are a couple of spots where I thought maybe a piece of the speech could have been being read, but I'm not sure if that's just me picking that up from the pace that you were using, or if you actually did have a script handy. Wasn't sure. The thing I really liked, and this is kind of a nice segue into the structure, you had this really nice pause after you threw that premise out there. What if AI joined Toastmasters? And you gave us 5 seconds or so to think about that. Then we got into the speech, and it was just filled with examples that really helped illustrate, I think, what we could ask AI, how it might participate. And you picked a really good structure. You walked us through a typical Toastmasters meeting and hit each of the main points that we'd probably hit in a meeting pretty much in the order we'd hit them. You had a absolutely hilarious icebreaker in mind to share with us that an AI might give. You had some interesting, very precise evaluation information, like that 72.4% vocal variety. That's something I can picture AI doing. And I almost wonder, I know there are a couple of AI tools that do pieces of speech evaluation, like Udly. You can feed a video into it, and it will tell you something about vocal variety and try to evaluate structure. So we're getting close to having those kinds of tools already there. And I see we've got the red, so I'll try to wrap this up pretty quickly. But you also pointed out that, yep, AI is not human, and it'll miss kind of those human elements of being nervous, being put on the spot, supporting each other. You had a really good point that a big part of being a Toastmaster is that we encourage and support each other. And I can just imagine two AIs kind of getting into a fun feedback loop and making each other really, really strange with the way they support each other. But great speech, great structure. Really enjoyed the premise, and thank you for making us think about AI being one of us here in Toastmasters.
Thank you so much, Jim, for picking up all the subtle points and then like elaborating on it. With that said, I would like to invite our guest. If you could give us some feedback for the speakers of the day.
Of course, first of all, thank you for having me here. I really like both of the speeches. I was impressed by the execution of Vamsi and the platform that he showed. It really reminded me of the message that has been spreaded by Yuval Noah Harari, the writer of one of these very popular books, such as Animals. The responsibility that we have with AI to use it for a noble purpose, right? It's amazing how we can have this power of understanding people through our emotions, with their emotions now through AI. So it's really exciting to see what the future will bring here. And as far as Pooja's speech, I also really enjoy the speech, and I really it caught my attention when you mentioned about this, imagining this AI agent, right, being present in this session. And I thought it was really interesting the way that you exemplify the introduction of the potential introduction of an AI agent who will be participating in this session. So yeah, congratulations, both of you guys. And it was really interesting being here today.
Thank you so much, guest. So with that said, I would like to invite our functionaries, the timer and the hour counter.
Yeah, I can go first with the timing report. Vamsi, your time was 16 minutes and 8 seconds, so 38 seconds more than the prescribed timing. Pooja, your time was 6 minutes and 5 seconds within time limit. For the table topics, Aishwarya, you spoke for 55 seconds. You should be please speaking for 1 minute. For the other two speakers, they were little over 1 minute. So within time limit. Jay, your time was for the evaluation 3 minutes and 3 seconds. Jim, your time was 3 minutes and 45 seconds, 15 minutes more than the limit. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nitish. May I call upon Manini to share us the grammarian report?
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. I'll give my R counter and grammarian report together. Starting with Vamsi, you started your speech by saying, imagine this. I'm still struggling with the thought that whether it should be imagine this or you could just say imagine. In fact, both our speakers started with imagine this. I'm just wondering if you could just say imagine and continue with your speech. So that's something that we all can look into. Other than that, you had quite a few likes. Even I tend to say a lot of likes when I'm talking in my day-to-day life, and maybe you have the same habit. So that comes in your speeches, and you said just a lot, even where it was not needed. It's just out of habit, I would like to believe. But the good thing is you did not have the regular filler words, the ahs, ums. So that's commendable. So congratulations on that. Pooja, like I mentioned, you started with imagine this. That's something that we need to think about. Other than that, I really liked how you put the beauty of Toastmasters into words. That was beautiful. And when you said spontaneous brain freeze, we all could relate to it. And I personally am a huge fan of alliteration, and you used it twice, master the mechanics and spark of soul, which I really liked. Nitish, like last time, you said gonna multiple times. Please try and say going to. Ashwarya, during the table topics, you had one one like, one so, and one You covered pretty much everything, so that's something that we need to work on. Vamsi, in your table topics, you said and repeatedly, and there was one and one like. Elaine, you did a classic table topics mistake. You started with a so. Most of us tend to do that. Jay, you had some really good words. You said unravel and comprehend. I managed to catch one in your evaluation. With Jim, I managed to catch one extended so. Like I always say, Jim is really smart. He doesn't use filler words. He just extends his words and we get confused. So congratulations, everyone. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much. And with that said, so overall, the meeting was really good. Had a very good pitch in from our guest, Alien. I hope like I pronounce your name properly. Thank you. And also a lot of variety of table topics that was presented by Nitesh, and two wonderful speeches for the day. And as usual, our feedback evaluators, including the grammarian, it was powerful. But that's it. I just believe the word of the day wasn't shared for the day. Is that so? Maybe that could have been like included. I believe I would like to give back the control to the Toastmaster of the day, Jim. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Ashwarya. Wonderful job tonight. I think this was one of the first times you've done General Evaluator, and you've got the hang of it real quickly. So nice job. With that, I think that brings us to our AI news flash. Is this a good time to do that, Koshi?
Yes, thank you.
Great.
It's already 7 o'clock right now, so I'd like to go through a whirlwind of the AI news flash, if possible. I have only one news item today, and that is about the news that Meta has released this new family of open models called Llama 4. Previously, it was Llama 3. And so let's take a look at what does this mean. So they have two models that are released, Llama 4 Scout and Llama 4 Maverick. And they teased about a third Llama 4 Behemoth. So what does this teasing means? Well, can you all hear me and see my slides? Good, okay. So what is this teasing? Teasing means that they're still training that model, okay? But that is a big model. This Llama 4 Behemoth is a humongous model. And so they have in fact they have used this process called distillation to make these other two smaller models, okay? Now let's actually take a look at this process, distillation. What does that mean? Because lots of people are talking about distillation. So what it means is that take a large model and make a small model out of it, which is going to be functioning only a small part of the large model. Okay, you don't need the full power of the large model in for you, because it's very costly to actually house a large model and to do inference on that. But using a distilled model, you can actually have your specific work done. Okay. So that's actually what happened to Llama 4 and Llama 4 Scout and Llama 4 Maverick. Now, Llama 4 Scout has got a context length of 10 million tokens, okay? So what does this context window means? The context window means that it is a number of tokens, well, it's a number of tokens that the large language model can wield at a time, okay? So if you have a large context window, that's going to be good in many ways. Okay, it can fit a large text. You can put in your company's entire brochure and put it in one query. And a query can be elaborate. You can actually have very refined query. And when the query becomes very refined, its responses also will become very refined. And it can be used for multi-shot training. Like you could give several examples in the query and ask the large language model to actually follow this example. Okay, so large context window means great. Okay, so that was the thing about Llama 4 Scout. Okay, and there's this other term also coming, mixture of expert. So this is a case of mixture of expert model. So what is so that that term actually we have been hearing again and again. So what is this mixture of expert model? So in a traditional model, the stuff that is actually highlighted in the blue boundary is all going to get chunked up as one big humongous chunk of weights, okay? And all of your input goes through all the parameters in that big chunk. Instead, what you can do, you can actually split this up into little manageable chunks. And the training is done in such a way that each of these little chunks will acquire one expert functionality, and that is what is meant by the mixture of expert models. And we are actually hearing about this again and again. So it makes the inference very fast because it need to go through only a few small chunks instead of the big chunk that's outlined in the blue line. So that is my AI news flash. And let me move to the quiz section. So since I had to prepare for the AI news flash, I'm going to invite Vamsi to ask a few questions about his speech. Over to you, Vamsi. Vamsi, are you there? No. Yeah. Thank you.
There, maybe time just mentioned in the chat. Is that fine to ask?
Yeah, let's do a time check. If we are not prepared, maybe like we can skip.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I just have an announcement. Coming Saturday, April 12th, we have Division C speech contest, in-person contest happening in Milpitas. I had sent out an email earlier this week. So whoever is available, please feel free to join and listen to the speeches and experience a contest. Thank you, everyone. All right.
Okay. Any other announcements? I take it we are going to skip the Quizmaster
Yes.
night in the interest of time.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Well, a big thank you to everybody who participated. I don't know if you've got any more thoughts you'd like to share, Elaine. Otherwise, we meet every Wednesday evening, and you're certainly welcome back next week if it works for you.
Thank you, guys. I'll surely join as a guest very soon. I think actually, I remember I had joined this Toastmasters club in the past, maybe like a year ago when initially started. I really like the twist that you give it, guys. The whole AI is something that I'm really interested in. I have been following you on WhatsApp, and I love everything that you've been sharing here. Unfortunately, sometimes because of my work, I will not be able to join at this time, but today I left earlier, so I thought it was a good opportunity. But yeah, I really hope to be able to join as a guest really soon again.
Oh, great. Yeah, you're welcome here anytime your schedule lets you be here. We're here virtually every Wednesday. I think the only times we've stopped have been for things like Christmas. So yeah, if it works, come find us, and you should see us on Meetup too. Although somebody reported some trouble with the Meetup link, so
I
I'll
did.
ask
That was
somebody
me
to check
actually.
that out.
I was the one having the issue, but I think I know what happened. I was using another email different than the one I had registered at Meetup. So that was it.
Okay. But yeah,
Okay.
you're welcome
Yeah.
back anytime that works. So thank you all for being here, and we'll see everybody who can make it next week.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. See you next time.
Thank you all. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, everyone.